Hello, Serge here from the back porch. Clipboard, we have it out today, so we're doing answering questions today. Our first question comes from Robert, and his email address is glowbob. Okay, Glow, let's see if we can, glowbob, see if we can't make you glow a little bit more, which giving you some good advice and answers to your question. Bob says, my driver. Good afternoon, Don. I love your teaching method and use it with great success. I have a bad back, but your method spares me the usual pain and soreness. I have one very large problem when using my driver or fairway woods. I'm not hitting the ball clean. I'm taking a lot of turf, which usually goes about as far as the ball. What's causing this, since I'm hitting my irons beautifully? I'll appreciate your suggestions. Bob. Okay, Bob. First off, if you're taking a lot of turf that's going as far as the ball, you're really hitting it super chunky. And the really bad thing about that is that that's not good for the wrist, the elbows, the shoulders, and neck either, because you could jam yourself up pretty good on that and end up with some pretty good strained muscles and maybe even tear a muscle somewhere. So we really got to get you out of this quick so we can have you not only save your back with this swing, but also start saving the rest of your body, especially the ones that hold on to the club. I would think that number one, could have a ball position problem. The ball could be too far back. Number two, need to check your alignment out, because right now these aiming arrows are set up at the camera, all right? And so if I were to be standing like this, where my feet is over here, which has me effectively with a driver aimed about 25 or 30 yards right, and as your body starts to clear out of the way to come back, where are you going? You're actually, as the front of your the forward side of your body clears out, opens up to clear your arms to swing to the target, your weight is being pushed backwards. And if you get pushed back far enough and you try to release the club, you could be sticking it in. If the ball's here, you could be sticking it in the ground way back there. I think those could be real big issues. The two setup ones, ball position and alignment, and then you see what the alignment does for it. I think a third issue could be your club itself could be too long. And so in swinging a driver versus your irons at a length where your arms can straighten out and the club gets to the ground pretty good. But with the driver, if you straighten your arms out, you very likely bottom out too soon, and the club's too long, so either you have to pull out of the shot to try to save it, which could hit a clean one, or really hit a chunky one if you don't pull up out of the shot fast enough, and actually top it if you did pull up too much. So I think an issue could be your club length. Another issue, again, which would give us some of the same results as what we talked about aiming to the right, would be if your swing were too long, and as you swung back too far, you were as you keep coming up, your turn gets bigger and longer and deeper into the sacred burial ground, which is the sacred burial ground is all the space behind your toe line. And so if you get back in the burial ground, you have to come back around your body, which again is opening up your club. But this time we add, usually anytime your body really opens up a lot, you're moving slightly ahead. So your hands and arms get ahead and you're throwing the club at the ball from back there, and boom, there's some real serious chunks. And that could be one of the big issues swing-wise, because normally if you overswing, you're overturning in the burial ground, and as you know, the Sergism for that is what goes around comes around, because remember, solid impact, to hit a ball solid and straight, the club has to approach the ball on the aiming line, strike it on the line and be square, leave on the line accelerating, and hit it solid in a sweet spot while doing the first three. So again, because your brain knows that you have to get the club back in front of your body and approaching on that line and swinging down that line, you have to, if you're deep in the barrel ground, you have to get the club back around you. And those are all the issues that cause all of these serious things, especially chunking the longer clubs. Again, as I said, when you overturn and you keep swinging too long, you can reverse tilt, and if you reverse tilt badly, then when you pull the club back up and around yourself, you're going to reverse weight shift even worse, which again adds to being able to hit the club a lot more chunky behind the ball, and especially because as you pull back up, this leg is straightening, this one's breaking, and that's lowering you to the ground. So that's another big serious issue you have to look at. And again, as you can see, 2 of the 3 swing problems are all somewhat related here. And I guess, as I just said, that reverse weight shift is going to nail you. So the key is, as you know, to make a good golf swing, we have to lift the club in and catch his mitt and up the tree and come back down to impact. The head's got to stay relatively still. We can't have swinging in the head one way or the other. We can't have overswinging, reverse tilting, which now is moving us forward and down, which is now going to have to become what? For every action is a reaction. It's going to come back up and then back down. And so you get all that head movement. You can stand in your yard on a golf course and put the sun behind your back, like I'm standing here looking at my shadow, because the sun is directly behind me here, and I can watch my head. And if you're reverse tilting, you can see it go back and forth, and that's beautiful. Because why? It's absolutely instant feedback. It's better than filming yourself and then having to go look in the camera. You see it exactly as you're doing it, and when you see it, you feel it immediately. And that's the greatest thing there is, because you're getting instant feedback and using more of your senses. The more senses you use, the more powerful the feedback, and the quicker the learning experience. So Bob, you can check into these things and check the setup, check the length of your clubs, and all these swing issues. And I'm sure, I'd be willing to bet that you're going to find the answer lies somewhere in one or two of them, or maybe two or three of them. And you put your finger on it, and you'll see that your swing is going to start really improving, hitting the ball solid straight and actually longer, especially with those woods, so you can match up with your irons. Well, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.